Hey friends, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It? And it's the week after Christmas. We still have all of our decorations up, but if you're like me, you might be starting to get tired of all these sweets around the house and be looking forward to January, when many of us like to clean up our eating habits a bit and try out some new fitness type routines. So I wanted to try some of the trending fitness type items, whether it's the super popular Underdesk Treadmill, which most of them have horrible, scary reviews, or if you're like me, you've been getting tons of ads for Factor, which is the fresh, never frozen meals delivered to your door. So let's give these trendy fitness things a try and see if they are worth it. All right, let's get going. All right, so first up, let's talk about Factor. I've been getting so many ads about how they are fresh, chef prepared, and dietitian approved. No prep, no mess, ready in 2 minutes. Sounds absolutely incredible. So I wanted to give them a try, and this is not sponsored at all. You may have seen a lot of your favorite YouTubers promote Factor. They are a company that is affiliated with HelloFresh, and I've never tried HelloFresh and their meal kits, but I was very intrigued with Factor because if I can do a low-ish calorie option for breakfast and lunch, and I don't have to worry about cooking or cleanup, then heck yeah, right? So when I signed up, I got a Black Friday 50% off promo. Now, I would recommend never paying full price because there's always a YouTuber out there who is sponsored by them, and they always have promo codes. And find a YouTuber who has the 50% off promo code so you can get it anytime instead of just Black Friday. Now, the 50% off is applied to your first box, and then I think it's for the next 8 boxes or 7 boxes, so 8 total. And then for the next 7 boxes, you get a discount of a varying degree per each box. So I picked out my meals. I decided to do 8 meals and 2 breakfasts for the first box, thinking I will eat 4 lunches. My husband and I will have it for dinner 2 nights out of a week, and then I could try a few of the breakfasts. The first bummer with this was that it did not arrive on the day it was supposed to. So I got a notice on a Wednesday saying, oh, sorry, we're experiencing a delay. I did receive it the next day. So it was kind of a bummer because I was looking forward to trying it that evening for dinner. So instead I had to figure out what to make, which is fine. But anyway, so that was a minor inconvenience. And then the next day, got the package. Looked great. It was still really cold. Everything looked awesome. You get your little like premium nutrition bundle, just like, pamphlets come in. I did think it was funny that you got a wine voucher for $100. Didn't use that. And then you can like give free boxes to people. I wish I had gotten a free box to try, but I paid for it. Now, I selected the low calorie options for all of these, which were all around 500 calories, 550, some were 390, but the majority were 500 calories, which if you have 3 of these a day, that's 1,500 calories, add in a few snacks, and you're around 1,800. So I thought that's what I would try. So the first box totaled with the 2 breakfasts that I got and I got 2 premium meals, which adds extra charge to it. The first box was $99.91, which comes out to about $10 a meal. Definitely not worth $10. So the first meal my husband and I tried was the chimichurri barramundi with roasted garlic, parsley, red potatoes, and baby carrots. The picture online is gorgeous. Looks great. The reality of what we ate for dinner was not as beautiful, which is understandable, right? It's a microwave meal. I do food photography and for a living, so I get like, oh, you want to style it to make it look good, but I try to make the food I make that I take pictures of look like what's in the picture. So this was okay. It was really bland. Overall, the sauce that came with it was delicious. The potatoes were tiny. I know it's like, okay, well, it's all calorie, specific, but overall it was just not very great, and it felt pretty oily and like greasy, which carried me into the next day. I woke up and I was just not feeling great, and I was like, all right, let's try the sausage egg bites, which have kale and mushroom in them. The kale and mushroom egg bites were pretty tasty, but overall they were still really greasy and just felt heavy. And so Factor really made me realize how much I appreciate fresh fruit and produce and just making my own meals at home. And honestly, for the most part, for breakfast and lunch and even dinner, like, we repeat meals. So although I was excited to try all these different types of dishes, they really weren't worth it because they didn't make me feel great and they didn't taste that great, especially for the price. The other breakfast, the Creole egg and chicken andouille sausage bowl, smelled amazing. The sauce on that came with it was the best part. I didn't even finish it, and I couldn't even see any sausage in it. All right, so here you can see, I think this is just a chicken and green bean dish. You can see how it looks just in the package. It comes fully cooked, just microwave and heat it up. This is one of the nicer looking ones, but this one here, so that's a truffle butter chicken and mushroom risotto. So it sounds fancy, sounds good. This one is a shredded, loaded baked potato chicken with broccoli, and it's just really sad looking. The broccoli's all smushed to one side. Like, I get it, it's nitpicky. I don't know, it doesn't look like a ton of broccoli. It's just gross looking, honestly. And it just overall it's still greasy. Let's give it a try. I do like this slightly better, I think, than the fish that we had, but I still am not crazy about, oh no, it just doesn't taste good. The broccoli's okay. What I do think is funny, there's an ad for like some loaded mashed potatoes, and they show it like them pouring it out of the container onto a plate. And it's like, first off, if you poured it out, it'd be upside down, so it wouldn't look like that. But also, it's totally just, it's just fake. It's fake in that they didn't pour it out. They prepared it and plated it beautifully. And it's got a weird taste to it. And some of the green onions look a little past their prime. This is not something I want to eat. Let's try this pasta dish. I can't remember what it's called, but it has green beans, and like, it looks decent. The top is very greasy looking, just like oily. I don't know if that shows up, but let's give this a try. I haven't tried a pasta yet. You know, once again, it's okay. Is it worth $10? No. When I was talking to my husband about what we liked and didn't like about these meals, because he didn't have the same like heaviness feeling after eating the dinner, but he just said like it was really bland, and that the fish I've made has been a lot better. But he said, you know, it is nice, the convenience, 2 minutes, no cleanup. And then I was like, yeah, but could you imagine eating that for lunch every day? And he was just like, no, that's pretty depressing. And then here's something else where they get you. You have to purchase your second box and pick your meals, and you get charged before you even receive your first box. So in hindsight, I wish I had canceled right after ordering my first box. But being an optimist, I was like, oh, I'm sure they're gonna be great. And I look forward to trying 2 weeks worth to give my full opinion. Well, I only needed the 1 week and really the one meal to really say what I think about it. And it's just so expensive, you guys. If I'm spending $100 a week for just 8 meals, maybe 9, because the second box, which I only got 8 meals plus 1 breakfast instead of 2, the price was $105, because remember, they don't discount it nearly as much after the first box, which raises it to about $12 a meal. So let's just say you can get a discount to where it's $100 for 8 meals a week. That's $400 a month on food that's not very good, and that's so much money. That fresh food could get you so much more and taste better. And I get it, you'll have to cook, but it's so worth learning just to saute some vegetables, to cook meat to the right temperature. If you learn to cook meat to the right temperature, your meat will be delicious. 99% of the time. And cooking can actually be fun. If you give these a try, I highly recommend trying it for 1 week. Maybe try getting a free box from somebody and then seeing if it's worth it to you, because to me, it's absolutely not. All right, let's move on. Okay, so next up, we have the only other thing that is kind of food related that we're going to try, and it is this circle Circle. It comes with this 22-ounce plastic bottle plus a comfort grip lid and 2 flavor cartridges, and one was mixed berry and the other one was strawberry watermelon. I also noticed one says active, the other says energy. I don't actually think that matters. Some might have caffeine in them. That might be the only difference. Each cartridge says it can flavor the equivalent of 6 20-ounce flavored bottled beverages. That's pretty impressive. And it says, finally, water is your favorite beverage. I already drink a lot of water, so we'll see if this becomes my favorite. I found this at Walmart for $19.98. They may be on sale because it's the holiday season. You're supposed to just fill it with water, so I already did that. And let's try the strawberry watermelon. Here is the cartridge. You're supposed to stick it in here. Oh, it just screws in. And then there's a little nozzle up here, so where you can turn it from water to flavor. So if you just wanted to have regular water instead of whatever the cartridge has, you can have that. So you can actually turn the top to say how much flavor you want. It doesn't tell you what should be used in order to get the 6 20-ounce bottles out of it. Like, is that on the highest? I doubt it. And on the nutrition facts, it does say there's about 13 servings per cartridge. So their numbers seem to be a little all over the place, but that's okay. We'll give it a try regardless. Let's try it on halfway through. Ooh, that's strong. I had it on a 5. That's way too strong for me. It does taste like those Crystal Light packages, if you were to mix that in. Now, I usually take one of those packages and put it in a cup that is large enough to hold a quart of water, and that's strong enough for me. So this is actually really interesting. I think it's pretty cool. If you just want to add more flavor and get more water. Now, is it worth it? It's $20 plus you have to buy cartridges, refills, and it's pretty much just a bottle with a hole in the top that fits the cartridges. I personally would rather just have a Nalgene or, just a water bottle with like a Crystal Light package in it because it's cheaper. I mean, it's tasty, but yeah, so I would say it's not worth it, at least for me. Something else is that this might sound silly, you have to tilt it up to get the water to go through because it's not a straw, which is kind of annoying. So next up, we have a few things that kind of go all together. We have the walking treadmill. I got some new shoes, which are supposed to be better for you, as well as a listening device. So first off, let's talk about the treadmill. Now, I actually wanted to get one of these way earlier in the year, but I was just too nervous because I kept reading all the reviews online for the Underdesk treadmills. A lot of people are like, oh, this is really great. But then if you look at the 1-star, it's like, oh, it's horrible. And the belt slipped off and this, and that. And that scared me away, honestly. But I finally bit the bullet, got one. And now I have a desk that I can raise up and stand at. And I just never used it as much as I could have because I didn't want to stand. And I just never got as much use out of that. So it was really nice to have a little walking pad underneath the desk. And I will say at first, it did take a little bit to get used to. And I definitely can't go as fast as I would normally walking. I also, I thought it would be great because I'm on the computer a ton with all my posts, my recipe write-ups, editing photos, editing videos, all that sort of stuff. And I realized that I either have to go pretty slow, like a 2-mile-an-hour pace, in order not to be have my hands jumping all around. And editing videos, it takes a lot more work because I have to concentrate where the mouse is clicking and stuff like that because I'm moving on the walking pad. I am very glad that I had the desk to kind of balance on as I was walking, especially just getting used to the walking pad, especially since the walking pad is slightly more narrow than a traditional treadmill. So keep that in mind if you're gonna try it. But overall, I have absolutely just liked having this treadmill. It's been a great way to get more steps in while I'm reading something on the computer, or if I'm going slower and just playing a game or something like that. So overall, highly recommend it. And there's so many options of treadmills out there, all at slightly different price points. So you never know, should I go for the cheap one? Should I go for the one that's slightly more expensive? And I will say, so I got the Sparax walking pad Underdesk treadmill. and it was on sale for $199.99. It's always on sale for that. So even during like Black Friday, I don't think it got any cheaper. And I've had mine for a couple months now and actually just really enjoy it. So I feel like mine's kind of that lower end price point, and it's actually worked out pretty well. And I will say that the treadmill itself, I've realized how much more I like walking outside, which sounds so silly, but it's like, I like being able to get my work done at the computer at a lot, I get it done a lot faster if I'm not walking, just like I said, because I'm editing and all that. But I also appreciate being outside a lot more, knowing, hey, I can just go enjoy the sunshine, the fresh air, and not be like slogging away at my treadmill all day. But on days where it's super bad weather, or I have so much work to do, it's a great way to still get steps in while having to work at my computer. Now, to go along with the treadmill, I've been seeing ads for Xero Shoes for such a long time. Xero Shoes are barefoot inspired minimalist shoes that have a wide toe box. And this is something my husband's always talked about, and I totally agree, is that they make shoes that are pointed when our feet are not. And so being able to spread your toes while walking and doing things like lifting weights actually helps to better align your hips and your knees and ankles, all that sort of stuff. Now, I got a pair for myself and a pair for my husband to try out, because personally, I'm home most of the day, every day, and I'm either in flip-flops or I'm barefoot. I didn't think these were going to be a huge oh wow, such a big improvement, but I was in need of new shoes, and so I thought this would be a good chance to try them instead of getting, the typical Skechers or New Balance type brand. For my husband, I got him a pair because he is always having to deal with shin splints, and I know having better shoes can help with that, as well as stride and foot position while he runs. So for him, it was actually a little bit more of an adjustment to wear these. And the company itself says some people can wear them and have no problem right away. Other people, you need to acclimate. And I think my husband was more of somebody who had to acclimate. But overall, he really likes his shoes, and I've really liked mine. I have put, probably 40 or more miles just walking in them, and they're super comfortable. I would say the first couple long walks, my feet were okay, this is a little different than the more padded shoes that I was used to wearing. But overall, I have just absolutely loved them. So if you are looking for new shoes, I definitely check out this brand or any of the others that have a wider toe box and just give them a try. In addition to that, to shoes and the treadmill, if I'm walking outside, sometimes I just want to listen to a great audiobook. And this I actually got last Christmas and have been using them ever since. So they are the Shock bone conducting headphones, and I got these, I think they were about $100, and these are the open run. So what they do, they sit on over your ears and on your cheekbones, and you hear exactly what is connected to your phone, which is pretty awesome. In addition to that, you can also still hear traffic, you can hear other noises, so you can kind of keep aware of your surroundings. And I can, if I get a call, I can answer it with the button on the side, and I can talk. So there is a microphone. I'm not saying it's the best microphone in the world, but my husband can hear me just fine when he calls. And I love using these. Now, this last summer, I started going to the university swimming pool, and it has been a lot of fun to use the Shock Open Swim headphones. And these were $120 on sale. When I was looking for headphones that I could listen to in the water, I realized you can't do Bluetooth headphones because the Bluetooth from your phone will not transfer into the water to your headphones. Plus, I didn't want to have my phone out at the pool while I was swimming. So these Open Swim are MP3 headphones. So I do actually have to load the music or the audiobook onto it and then take it off and put new stuff on. And it works really well. I tuck it under my goggles and it's able to press it, and I can hear the audiobook, and it's just so much fun to kind of just zone out and swim. Now the Open Run, since I got them last year, I'm not 100% sure what it came with, except it did come with the headphones and the charging cable, and the battery lasts a really long time. So maybe once a week, if I'm using it every day, I will have to charge it. And then the Open Swim comes with the headphones, a charger and MP3 loading cable, which is super easy to do, and a waterproof little pouch, and actually a nose plug and earplugs for swimming too, which is pretty nice. I don't use them, but it's nice that they thought of that. So overall, 100% recommend these headphones. They're great quality, great company, and 100% worth it. All right, so next up, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about a popular trend of getting online personal training. I will say for the last year, I've been working with a wonderful trainer. Her name's Nicole. I'll leave her information in the description below. I started following her on Instagram, and then she reached out, and it turns out it worked out wonderful to work with her for a year. So this year, my goal was to lose some weight, but also to manage a very stressful year without, eating a ton, right? As some of us do when we're very stressed. I wanted to focus a lot on my business this year, and I just knew that there's going to be lots of tasty food around, and I needed help. Like, how do I manage this? Because I haven't done a great job in the past. So she really came alongside me. We had a weekly check-in. She would write a workout program for me. And then we have a monthly Skype where we just kind of catch up on what's working, what's not, which is in addition to the weekly check-ins. So it's she's very involved, and she's really taught me how to be able to have a nice dessert in addition to eating well-balanced meals and not eating a ton of calories. Like, it's not restriction, it's just management, right? That's been super helpful in addition to her workout plans, which I absolutely love. So just a shout out to her. This is not sponsored, and I just absolutely highly recommend her. The last review is less fitness and more of just a product that I absolutely love that I've started using this year, and it is Adele Cosmetics, which is a clean makeup brand. I love their super easy 3-step nighttime routine where you do an oil cleanse and then you hydrate with a spray and then you moisturize. It feels amazing and is so simple. Then they also offer a lot of other great makeup products, eyeshadows, foundation. They have cream foundations and blushes and bronzers, as well as powder. They have beautiful eyeshadows, all this just really high quality products that you can tell that they actually care about what goes into them. So if you have a chance and you want to try using maybe some products that you can trust, I highly recommend looking into Adele Cosmetics. All right, so I am not the only one who has been interested in fun fitness gadgets. Hank himself has been wanting to work on his mental fortitude. He wants to get smarter, and so for that he wants to try out this dog puzzle. He has one already and he's already solved it. He enjoys playing with it, but I think it's time for him to try something a little bit more difficult. And this dog puzzle I got online for $11.99. It says it's ideal for all size dogs and cats. What's neat is it comes on an anti-slip rubber pad, and it says it's dishwasher safe. So that'll be nice. And it's supposed to help slow down their eating if they are, one of those dogs that eats really, really fast. But it also helps work their brain to solve the puzzles to get their treats. This is what it looks like. It's pretty neat. It's got a squeaker in the middle. It's got a squeaker in the middle, and then each of these slide, and you can, you have to slide the center in order to get each treat, and it's just gonna be super fun. So Hank is all ready for his new year, new him trend. So let's see how he does with this. Friends, so I hope you liked this episode of Is It Worth It, where we looked at all these fun fitness inspired trends. Have a wonderful rest of the year, and I hope next year is just even better and just an absolute blessing for you guys. All right, bye. I wish I had gotten a... all like... Okay, but once again, they were to say...